Hi, this is Omar Rashad, the editor in chief of the Union, and this is Inside the Newsroom. I've been part of the Union for about a year and a half now, and I think one thing that I learned the most was just reinforcing the basics of news writing and what goes into the production of various types of, journalism, various types of projects.
I first got into journalism by watching Dodgers games on TV. I really appreciated the calls that Joe Davis would make and a lot of other baseball commentators would make as well. And I thought, I could probably do that as well.
I can honestly say that I've grown since the first time I stepped in the newsroom. Personally, I'm not as shy as I used to be, and I find it a little bit easier to talk to strangers.
When I first joined, I was a nervous wreck. I really couldn't gain the courage to interview someone, sitting outside of a building.
Uh, as a journalist, I basically got introduced to a whole new world. In the beginning, I was just a photographer, a whole new way of thinking and conducting myself in social media, and I've been having fun doing it.
One of my most favorite memories of being part of the Union.
The thing I'm most proud of being part of our journalism program is that we're pretty tight as a group.
Anytime we're covering something big, all hands on deck kind of situation. And whenever we all go out together, I feel like a sense of camaraderie, and a sense of like belonging with a group of, fellow student journalists. And I think that's important because it shows a lot about how, a lot of times we're the only ones on campus who care about certain issues.
One of my favorite moments of being a part of the journalism department definitely has to be winning the best publication award for Warrior Life magazine. When I found out we got that award, I was speechless. It was great. Just, I really enjoyed spending time with people that share the same passion as me inside the newsroom. I really made some lifelong friends, and it's been great. Being editor in chief was definitely a fun and worthwhile experience. But it was also a little stressful at the end. You really get to dive deep and tell some very interesting stories about some amazing people on campus. But at the same time, it gets very stressful towards deadline, and everyone's waiting for the perfect magazine. And you really wanna live up to the hype and not let down everybody that came before you. But it's all worth it in the end when you finally get the finished product in your hands. After all the nitpicking through InDesign and constantly staring at the screen, it's all worth it.
My favorite article that I've written in the past, year and a half, a mini documentary, and it was about gentrification in Inglewood. And I feel like, that story spoke to a lot of experiences and a reality that not a lot of people were discussing at the time. I think, especially for the El Camino College community to be exposed to a story like that, while not every single one of our students are from Inglewood, a good, amount of them are. And I think that was important to document.